We are IIAP.
At the heart of conversations like this is the work of IIAP, the Insurance Institute for Asia and the Pacific. IIAP believes that insurance isn't just about policies, it is about people, their dreams, their futures, and their resilience. Hello everybody, my name is Jacqueline Raj. Welcome to the very first episode of the IIAP podcast, where we talk about adulting stuff that actually matters without making you want to take a nap halfway through. And today we have something very exciting because we are diving into something that most of us only think about when life throws us a curveball. Yes, I am talking about insurance. We only talk about insurance when life goes wrong. But don't worry, this won't sound like a boring seminar, of course. Our theme today is actually very interesting. From what if to whatever happens. Because life isn't just about preparing for the scary what ifs, right? It's about being ready for whatever happens. Sounds serious. But today, to help us unpack that and also to talk about insurance in a whole new light, I'm joined by the president of the Insurance Institute for Asia and the Pacific, or IIAP, and currently president as well of Howden, Mr. Raul Tan. Hello, sir.
Hi, morning, Jackie.
Good morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I'm so excited. This is our first episode. It's going to give our audience a glimpse of insurance. We're going to change their mindset as well about it. But I'm curious because you seem to have a very interesting tenure in your industry and your experience with your career. I'm sure you didn't just wake up one day going, I want to be in insurance. Can you tell me about your history about that?
My career in insurance has been atypical. I started my career in banking and fell into real estate. And I guess you could say by a finance guy. So I've always been sort of in finance, but one way or the other, I'd always end up in sales. I guess people thought I was just too talkative and too loud. And so eventually I ended up in insurance broking. So for the last 10 years, I've been in insurance broking, and I've been in insurance for the last 16 years. Yeah. So
wow.
I guess I am, as a lot of us in the industry we are accidental insurers. But these are happy accidents because people that end up in insurance tend to stay in insurance.
I love that. What's making you stay right now in insurance? What's your personal agenda?
I wouldn't really say I have a personal agenda. It's more because every day is a new challenge. It's very interesting whether we are doing work for the industry, for the institute, which I find very interesting and very fulfilling. For my day job, which is running an insurance broking house, there is no normal or typical day.
I love that. Sounds very exciting. You seem to be very busy. What made you say yes to leading IIAP?
I was hostage, really. That's
Really?
the truth. But
no.
I've been involved with the IIAP for probably the last dozen or so years in different capacities, as a director, as the treasurer, whatever the case may be. And I guess the last couple of years, some of the board members decided that, maybe it was my time to try and figure things out. They entrusted me with the honor and privilege of leading this institution for the past couple of years. And it really has been an honor and a privilege. Very tall task, big shoes to fill. I mean, we've had many, many luminaries lead this institute. And so stand in their shadow, just trying to hopefully lead it into the next generation and millennium, hopefully.
Very inspiring. And you're also with Howden. Can you tell us a little bit about your day? What does it look like? As you said, there's no, typical day for you. So now I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no typical day. I mean, I think insurance broking, the beauty of it is we handle all types of insurance, whether it's employee benefits, life insurance, non-life. So it could start off with sorting out someone's health insurance. It could be local or international. It could be fixing a claim, attending to a tender, Could be very simple issue or simple, sort of policy that you'd be dealing with. It could be a condominium policy. It could be a power plant policy. So again, it runs the whole gamut of insurance, and no day that's the same, and every day has little fires that you try to put out. But at the same time, the beauty of insurance is it's supposed to be a solution. It's supposed to be a solution for your clients, whether they are individual or corporate. And I guess the part that is fulfilling there is being able to show the proof that insurance as a piece of paper tends to be impersonal, but then when they need it, it is very personal. So that, I think, is the beauty of insurance, being able to articulate to your client, individual or corporate, that insurance works and that it's doing what it's supposed to do, and that the promise on that piece of paper is being fulfilled, and you have your role and your part in it.
You mentioned about putting out fires. We're going to talk a little bit more about that as well, because that is definitely in line with our theme for this episode. But now I'm curious, because you're in the industry for so long, how does this personally affect the way you plan for your life?
Well, that's actually a very relevant and interesting question. I mean, before, even though I was in banking, finance, and real estate, I really did not care about insurance, nor did I know anything about insurance. Nothing whatsoever. So it was a real eye-opener for me to realize something as simple as, for example, a travel policy could help you so much. And in fact, I've seen many people helped by this. Friends, relatives, colleagues. Something as simple as you're biking in a park overseas, you trip, you break your ankle, and all of a sudden it's $25,000.
Yikes.
But that's what your travel policy is for.
I've heard of stories like that too.
Yeah, I mean, so
it happens all the time.
Exactly, and you think, oh my God, my travel policy that I bought for 5,000 pesos, it covers me off.
Use it.
So one, it's peace of mind. Two, it's there for those break the bank moments. You don't want your, for those who have money, fine. But what if you don't have money? What if you were there on a, once in a lifetime trip or once in 10-year trip? And that travel insurance just really literally saved your bank account, or saved the mortgage, or, saved you from begging, borrowing, and stealing to pay for that. And, it just cost you a couple of thousand pesos.
I absolutely love that you brought about the topic of what if I don't have money, because actually that's the two-pronged sword that a lot of people are thinking about nowadays. It's more of, do you have to be rich to actually get insurance? We'll talk a little bit more about that later as well. But if you could explain, especially to our listeners, what is your definition, or how would you explain insurance in the simplest layman terms?
It's really supposed to make sure that you can go on and carry on with your daily life, and that if anything untoward or sudden or unexpected happens, it is there to protect you and allows you to carry on again with your daily life as you had it before that incident or accident. I mean, that's really what insurance is supposed to take care of. It's supposed to put you in a place where you hopefully don't have to worry so much, and, for lack of a better word, repairs you to the state that you were in before.
Yeah.
I mean, as I said, with insurance, for example, your business can go on functioning. Without insurance, then you may have to take out another loan, you have to sell some assets, or you have to, God forbid, let go of some employees. That's what you don't want to happen. So that's where insurance comes in. And hopefully, with the proper cover, with the proper policy, that's what it's supposed to do. Keep you going. Everything was before the accident or incident happened. Again, it's supposed to help you get back on your feet and continue without having to, as I said, let go of employees, cut operations by half, or whatever the case may be.
That's definitely a beautiful shift of mindset as well that I think a lot of people kind of miss when it comes to insurances. It's really more of getting the peace of mind, and that's priceless, right? So I mentioned a little bit earlier, do you have to be rich, or para lang ba talaga sa mayaman ang insurance? I'm sure you encounter this a lot as well. What do you say to that?
No, not at all. I mean, the example I used earlier on was travel insurance. But we also have a very successful micro-insurance industry now. And micro-insurance protects those who are unprotected or underserved in the market. So it could be someone like a fisherman, where his bangka is protected in case of a typhoon. It could be some farmer whose crops are protected by, some kind of weather index insurance. So no, definitely not. I think that's what we as an industry, are really trying to do. Bring it out to everyone, depending on, your your need, your affordability, and hopefully that kind of insurance is able to help you in your time of need. And hopefully the time of need doesn't come, but when it does, then
Yeah.
that's what it's there for.
What do you say to those people who keep on saying, siguro next year na lang? Kasi I'm sure you also encounter that, right?
Oh, I've encountered a lot of that, and you know, people have said, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I put it off, or I didn't renew this year, and then my house burned." Thank God, you know, there was no one in the house, or we got out of the
Right.
house in time, but my house burned. So I'm like, "Oh my God, you know, for the price of 25,000, this person lost a 5 million peso asset, or somewhere along those lines, right?" And so life is full of regret, you know, and that's as you said, those are the what ifs. What if I did this? And I say, you know, live life without regret. You never know what's going to happen, you know. There are some people, they say, "Oh, I insured my car for 20 years. I never got in an accident." But then you have some people, you know, they insure their car for 1 or 2 years, and someone bumps them, and someone tries to sue them, or someone got injured. But that's where the insurance comes in and kicks in, and you know, they got taken care of, and they, you know, they don't have to appear in court. There's no lawsuit, and so on and so forth. That's what the insurance is there for. You don't know it. It could be the 21st year you don't renew your insurance, then that's when something happens to you, and that's the last thing you want to happen, you know. And as I said, those are the what ifs. Yeah, what ifs. Yeah, then it breaks the bank. Then you have a headache, or worse, you don't have the money to pay for this and that, and that's what you want it for.
I love that we're talking about the difference between the what ifs and then, you know, from transitioning to a very worried tone of what if to whatever happens, right? And could you tell me a little bit more about why that mindset is so important?
Insurance and this industry, it's all about the long view. It's all about the long term. You don't think about just today or yesterday. You think about tomorrow, the next week, next year, the next 5-10 years. And that's what insurance is supposed to be. It's a long-term view of life. It's a long-term view of your business. It's a long-term view of yourself. It's not about making a bet on probabilities that I probably won't need that car insurance this year, so I won't buy it. I probably won't need that, you know, house insurance or fire insurance, property insurance this year, so I won't get it. You make a bet on the long term. In case anything does happen, it could be a 1 in a million chance. You're ready for it. You're prepared. You also have to think that you have to be unselfish, because it's not only about me, myself, and I. It could be my family. It could be about life insurance. It could be about health insurance.
Right.
You know,
Right.
what if I don't have health insurance and have to spend for the hospital? Whether I'm a supervisor or a manager, what if I don't have health insurance? But what if I have? Right? Then that 400,000, 500,000, or 1 million, then, you know, is taken care of.
Wow. Definitely that lifts a lot of, you know, burden and the worriness, right, that we definitely can feel. But what if things are actually going very smoothly, right? Especially when we talk about the future. What do you say to that? How does insurance come in the picture?
And that's exactly why you need it, because when things go very smoothly, that's when you least expect it. We did not ever expect an earthquake out of Bogo, Cebu.
It's true.
So
that is true.
that's a newly discovered fault line. Our hearts go out to our countrymen and women who were affected and, you know, who perished. But those are the things that, you know, again, you have insurance for. And hopefully, you know, more people become more aware and educated about the use, the utility, the usefulness of insurance and what it can do for them, their lives, and their businesses.
Now, you mentioned something about, you know, this is the perfect time when things are actually going smoothly because you never know what will happen. But what do you say to people who say, I'll actually never use that? And I have met people like that as well, wherein they just, you know, they never really got to use the insurance policies that they got.
Honestly, good for them. For every story I hear of, oh, I never had to use that insurance, I hear another 5, 9, 10 stories that I really wish I had insurance at that point in time. Oh, I can't believe I didn't renew it. So why be a sad story, or why be a sort of an example for others that I remember, you know, that this tita of mine, you know, she had insurance for 30 years. And then 1 year she didn't renew it because she said, what's the point? And it was a year that their house burned, or their car got into an accident.
Oh my goodness.
So you hear those stories.
Yes.
All the time. And they're, you know, again, there are anecdotes, but everyone has those stories. Everyone has heard of those stories, and are the reason why we're insurance. Hopefully, over the years, in the future, you hear less and less of them.
Ang ganda nga po yung sinasabi niyo, because from what I'm hearing, it's definitely, you might not use, like, hopefully you don't get to use it, right? But at the end of the day, it's the peace of mind that you get from having an insurance. And I'm curious, with, you know, the people that you helped, the people that you met, could you share with us maybe a story, 1 or 2, of people whom you were able to help, give them peace of mind?
I don't think we're here to provide a service and a product. So if we help someone along the way, we're really happy to do that because that's, I guess you could say, it's our job, right? It may sound trite, but it's our job. Thanking me, thanking my staff, like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for helping my mom out, It was seamless. Her operation in hospital went really well. Thank you very much. We got the LOA in time, so on and so forth. In our time of need, you provided us with a service that instead of being a hassle, right, was really, really helpful. So those are the kinds of feedback and testimonies we get from our clients that we're really happy with. Could be an industrial client. We're able to respond and help them with their claim of almost 200 million pesos. They said, hey, really, thanks a lot. That really helped us in our operations. We were able to continue operations. We were able to pay our staff, and we really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. So that's the kind of service that we provide with the products that the industry provides, and hopefully, as I said, you get more stories like that. Again, it spreads. It's word of mouth.
And I think one of my key takeaways there as well is it's not just really about you, no. Kung tutuusin, it involves a lot of people around you, especially if you're a business owner. You said something about employees getting laid off if you're not insured, right? So I love that perspective as well. But for those people who are listening to us right now who are already sold or convinced, right, that I need to prepare for my future, I need my peace of mind, what's a doable step? Maybe like a small step that you think they could do?
I think it always starts with your family and your friends and your relatives. I think if they believe in insurance, then then they can also expound and articulate that to the people around them, close to them. They may, for example, hear of, could be simple. Oh, my brother pala doesn't have insurance.
Yes.
It's like, okay, then refer him, refer your sister, whatever the case may be. And the more people we can help, the more people we can insure, I think the better off we are. It's just something that needs to get out there. For us, from an institutional perspective, we can't educate people enough about insurance, and we really try to get out there, but it's not easy. It's, what is that? It's a boring product. We don't need it. Sayang lang pera ko dyan.
Immediate gratification for a lot of people.
Yeah,
Ganun
really,
talaga.
why will I spend on my car insurance? Okay, hindi naman ako, I'm a safe driver, But it's not
I'm
for
Superman.
that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, you may be a safe driver, but if someone whacks you on the side, wala kang magagawa, diba? Then wala kang insurance. Gotta get out there, spread the word.
And this is what we're doing right now, right?
Absolutely, and thank you very much.
Thank you. My goodness, I feel that a lot of our listeners right now are hopefully able to see that shift of mindset, or have that shift of mindset when it comes to preparing, being in the present, but at the same time also preparing for the future and having that peace of mind, knowing I'm going to be okay because I'm insured. Thank you so much for
Absolutely.
sharing. Yes.
Thank you very much.
That was so good, Mr. Raul Tan. Everybody, thank you so much for making insurance sound like a lot less intimidating. Ang dami po niyang kwento, and I definitely was able to get a lot of inspiring stories. If there is one thing that I'm taking away today, that is insurance isn't just about preparing for disasters. It is definitely about giving your future some backup dancers. Whatever happens, you are ready to keep going. At the heart of conversations like this is the work of IIAP, the Insurance Institute for Asia and the Pacific. IIAP believes that insurance isn't just about policies, it is about people, their dreams, their futures, and their resilience. This is why that they are committing to developing professionals who can guide families and businesses from what if to whatever happens. If you want to learn more or be part of the mission, visit the IIAP website and see how they are shaping a safer, more secure tomorrow. Thank you everyone for tuning in to the IIAP podcast. If you enjoyed this chat, hit follow, share it with someone who still thinks that they are too young for insurance, and join us next time as we unpack more ways to build a future that you actually will look forward to. We'll see you then.